at this point, your project is almost done, really, and it's quite easy. We're going to do one more thing, and that's just to make it a little more difficult. Basically, what I want you to do is look at your image and pick one thing that you're going to change the color on. Okay? I'm actually going to pick the shirt, and I'll pick the shirt, this one right over here. So it's the very bottom layer. Make sure I'm on the very bottom layer. And I'm going to zoom in nice and close. Okay. And there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change the shirt color. Oops. Control Z. That's kind of weird. So I'm zooming nice and close to this one, and I want to just select the shirt. So depending on what you decided you want to change the color of, that's going to determine which of the selection tools you use. It might be something that's definitely a distinct color, and there's nothing else of that color around it, then you probably want to use the magic wand. It might be something that has a lot of hard edges. You can use a magnetic lasso tool. If it's rectangular or spherical, you could use the rectangular or the elliptical marquee. It really all depends on what you're trying to select. I'm going to try the quick selection tool because I just want to use the shirt. And I'm just going to bring my mouse around here, grab the shirt. It's working okay. Quick selection tool is probably not the best tool for this one. So I'm going to deselect, Command D. And instead I'm going to use the magic wand, and because I know it's just going to select the actual reds. Make sure you're actually on the layer you want to select. And for the magic wand, for it to work, for it to select just the red, I'm going to keep the tolerance pretty low, and I want contiguous to be checked on, and I don't want sample all layers. And I'm just slowly going to go through this and click on all the different parts that are kind of reddish until it selects the whole thing. I'll just click on different parts of the shirt. My selection's slowly growing. Got these little parts inside here it didn't select. I can actually just get closer and closer to them. Just repeatedly keep clicking. I'm on Add to Selection. My tolerance is 16. And it's growing. You could pause for 1 second and maybe go to the Quick Mask. And I can kind of see what is selected. I can see the little speckles that aren't selected. And I'm going to paint with white really quick just in these areas. It'll get rid of a lot of the little round areas that aren't selected. Just brush in here. Make sure it gets it all. Go down there. A little bit around the shirt. You can make your brush smaller so you can get into more nooks and crannies. And once I do that, I'm going to go back to my regular selection. And that did a lot of it. I missed a couple little areas. Again, I can go to the magic wand and click on these little areas that I missed. And then I can keep adding to my selection around the shirt. And this takes a little bit of time to do. A little bit of patience. And you can even Command plus zoom in a little closer. And your goal is to get all the red, because we're going to change the red to a different color without getting into the fingers, into the other color's shirt. Just grab these areas, and it gets a little easier once you zoom in nice and close. And we are going to have a little bit of a glow, a little bit of an edge, no matter what. And we'll just have to live with that. It's not going to be a perfect mask, at least on the shirt. Whatever you have, you might actually get a little closer. If you go too much, just Command Z. If you get more than you want, get that little spot. And I won't go too much further. Get this part. And a lot of little clicks will do it. Check out the bottom part. Those little areas, get those. Okay, that looks good enough. Okay, so once you get this far, we're going to change the color of the shirt, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to add a layer effect. Now, quick thing, if you were actually on one of these layers and you did the quick mask, it'll actually work. In my case, mine's red and the background's red. It gets a little confusing, but it should work on whether you have a mask already. You can still do the selection and click on the quick mask. It'll still show up, okay? And you can still paint and all that stuff with it, okay? I'm going to go back to my correct layer, get out of the quick mask, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a layer effect. Come over here, and the layer effect I want to change the color is going to be hue and saturation, okay? And the mask actually shows up in the hue and saturation layer. If you were on one of these layers that already had a mask, this layer would be directly above the one you're on, and the mask would actually focus just on the actual shirt and wouldn't affect the other mask you have. And if you are on a different layer, one of these, you want to make sure you check this off, this little button right over here, because this says the adjustment affects all layers below. Click to apply to layer. Click it, you only want it to apply to the one actually below it, not all the layers below it. Okay, in my case, the only layer below this adjustment layer is this layer, but if it was up higher, it would affect everything. So I'm just going to change the color. Get one I like. It looks a little weird with the texture, but we'll make it fuchsia. Why not? Poor son. He's wearing a fuchsia shirt. He'll never forgive me. And dull the color down a little bit. Okay, that looks good. And I actually didn't hit this button. I'm just going to show you what happens if you don't hit the button. Alright, and it hits. And that's it. You just close it up. And the layer effect is there. We'll zoom out. And the last little buddy in the conga line has got a purple shirt. Isn't that exciting? And actually, that worked pretty well. I mean, I zoomed in really close, so even though I didn't get all the red on the edges, it actually turned out pretty nicely. So I'm going to make this one invisible really quick. I'm just going to, oh, maybe I won't. I'm just going to show you what happens if you do the same thing up here. I'm just going to add an adjustment layer to this guy right over here. We're going to do the color, hue, saturation. And if I apply it, it's applying it to everything below the layer, which is not really what you want. It's kind of interesting. I'm turning my son into the Hulk. Oh, very cool. But it's applying to everything below. Because the adjustment layer is here, it's not only applying to one above it, it's applying to everything all the way down, even the background. So if you really wanted to just work with one layer, that's when you'd actually hit that button, and it's only going to work with that one layer. I didn't do a mask, and because of that, it's actually showing everything over here. You could actually do this first if you wanted, then just go to the mask layer, grab black, nice big brush, and paint away where you don't want this adjustment layer to show up. There's really a ton of ways of doing the same things in Photoshop. Well, maybe not a ton, but there's a number of ways of doing the same thing in Photoshop. And what I did is I turned little buddy over here into the Hulk. Very fun, very exciting. And actually, it was quite easy to do that. And just get the paintbrush, and I am using a drawing tablet, I'm not using a mouse, so it's a little bit easier for me to do this than for you guys with the mouse. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll keep that. I could actually even go in and add another adjustment layer to this one. Try the same thing. Maybe make them a different color. Let's try, oh, maybe we'll make this one black and white. Very exciting. And then again, click on this so it only works with the one below it. And then click in the mask, grab black, and paint your color back in. Works so nicely. Oh, black and white buddy. There we go, he's in a film noir. Very exciting. And you can zoom in, be a little more careful with how you add your color back in. Okay, and you can keep going if you want, and just keep having fun. But at this point you're done. As long as you colorize one thing, you're good. Okay? And really, if you are doing this, zoom in close. Get a small brush and be kind of accurate. Okay? I'll go back to this one. because you can see where it's black and white. I don't want it to be. Okay. Obviously I missed a lot of spots right over here, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Okay, and that's it. The project's done, and hopefully you just changed one thing. And if you want to do the extra credit, watch the next video.